Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. Today's full flight, we're going from Orlando in Florida, transcontinental over to Los Angeles in the A321neo from LVFR. Now I did want to wait to make this video because LVFR have announced they are updating their aircraft or their A320 family in the sim. They're going to include things like IRS alignment, a bit more functionality in the MCDU, and also a few more functions on the EFB. But I also upgraded my hardware this week, so we're now flying sidestick for Airbus aircraft with the Airbus throttle quadrant. So I was sort of torn between, do I make another 737 video? Do I go back into the Airbus? And so here we are in the A320neo. Now, not very well practiced in the side stick, and also I have rudder pedals for the first time ever as well. So might be a few errors. I'm not going to promise anything. I'm not going to re-record any scenes in case I do make errors, unless it's absolutely catastrophic. But this is a six and a half hour flight. So I pretty much got one shot at it. So let's get into the flight deck, get things underway, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, into the flight deck. Now this will look familiar to a lot of you because this is based on the default A320neo, which comes with the sim. LVFR have made a few changes, so there's different textures. In fact, if I zoom in, it's a little bit sort of fuzzy and patchy in a few places, but it's okay for an entertainment level aircraft. I'm pretty happy with what they've done so far, and I'm really looking forward to the changes that they're making. Anyway, let's get some stuff programmed into the flight computer. So first thing, okay. So I took a screenshot before. There'll be another one of those coming up. I'm going to leave it in the video. This is the fourth time I've started recording this segment, so I'm not going to do it again. Okay, so in it is the first one we want to go to. So we're going from KMCO to KLAX. Sorry if my non-use of the NATO alphabet is triggering anyone. I'm still learning it, of course. Cost index for American, I think, was 2.7. It is 2.7. I'm pretty sure that's the real world cost index as well for American narrow bodies. Our cruise altitude today is only 360, which is interesting. I thought the sim brief would have given me 380 perhaps, but no, 360 is today's cost index. Altitude. Fuel 13.8 tonne, that's correct. Zero fuel weight, 71.4 tonne. Let's see how close that is. So got 67.4. That'll do. We are 4 tonne over what we're meant to be. I'm fine with that. Maybe when LVFR do bring in their updates, we'll be able to actually make changes to this, which is it's going to be pretty cool. Flight plan we do need to enter. Again, this will have chapters in it, so you will be able to skip ahead. If the chapters don't show in the across the screen in the tracking bar, just scroll down and I will have hyperlinks to the chapters in the description. I did notice they didn't show up in the last one. Okay, so our first waypoint is Muggles. Is there a Harry Potter thing to this? No, there's not. Might be just a movie thing. I've noticed that the American waypoints have film themes often, which is kind of cool. Not in database. Really? We're going to start this already? Did I spell something wrong? MUGLS. MUGLS apparently is not in the database. Let's just try it again. No, it's not the database. Okay, that's so weird. Wow. Straight away we're getting errors. Okay, we'll just go straight to BFM then. If this one shows up not in the database, I'm going to be annoyed. It's going to ask for the direction. Oh no, it's right there. BFM, then direct to SJI. This is a really long flight plan. And then, yeah, I thought that would happen. So there it is, SJI, so it's 3088. It's the top one. Oh, 43. That doesn't seem right. Oh, 30. God, I always read that wrong. Right there at the front, north, 30 degrees, west, 88. Okay, so enter that in. And then LSU. You can hear that rain. It's raining in Orlando. Oh, it's taking ages to get in today. LSU direct LFK. Oh, this is so tedious. Come on, hurry up.
15 minutes later.
That's it. So insert that. Now departures will be 36 right is our departing airport runway. 36 right, and that is on the Epcot 2 departure, which I do not see here. Probably because I'm using outdated data on SimBrief because I don't pay for it. So just going to go insert with no SID. Our star will be, now I'm going to do this now, even though I should really wait until we're close to the airport, but I'm pretty sure the winds in LA won't change in the next 6 hours. So we're coming in on ILS 24 right, and it will be on the Hollywood 1 star. Is it going to be there? Yes, it is. It's right there. Transition eastward. Is that there? No, it's not. Okay, so we're just going to insert as is. Okay, flight plan. Right, let's just travel the distance 2,316 nautical miles. This is a really long flight. It's the longest one I've done on the video. Everything looks to be fine. Okay, but before we do that, let's have a look at the plan at 40 miles. Okay, so flight plan is in. Right, now we need to go to performance. We'll get our V speeds 166, 173, 175. Flaps will be 1, flex temp 20 degrees. Transition altitude for the USA is 18,000, 18,000, flight level 180. And while we're here, we'll put in, oh, wrong one, next phase. We'll put in our transition altitude is also 18,000 feet. That is the standard transition for the USA. That's everything we need to put in. 360. Also, I should mention we are in the A321neo with the LEAP engines today. RadNav 108.5 is the ILS frequency for 24 right. Let's double check. It is actually correct. According to the charts, it is 108.5 for localizer. CRS should be 251. It's showing us 270, but I have seen that update in the game as we get closer to the airport, so that is fine. Flight plan's done. Performance is all done. We are all good to go. That's nothing like the 737 entering stuff in. QNH is 29091. Let's have a look at the weather. Okay, so 32.2 degrees Celsius. We've got thunderstorms in the area. Wind is blowing 310 for 10. It's a bit of a 45-degree angle crosswind. 10 miles of visibility. Ceiling is at 7,000 feet, scattered down to 4,800 feet. So it's pretty average weather for Florida. I would say this is probably standard weather. I don't live in Florida. I live in Queensland, Australia. But I think our weather is pretty similar. And this is the middle of Yoke I summer. So I imagine this will be the wet season. So I completely understand why it's storming, because we get the same thing in our summer. Anyway, let's get some clearances and let's get things underway. Okay, just ATC has given us our clearances. Now I do that off screen because it involves using the ATC, which we just put on the top screen there. So it's not very realistic, so just leave that as it is. But as we are now flying an Airbus, we have tri-cameras. So I've got the side stick, which you'll see in the bottom left of your screen, and also have the throttle quadrant. So this is all from Thrustmaster. When I say from, I paid for it, they didn't give it to me. I've bought these, I've always wanted these. Just a quick review, the throttle quadrant's not the greatest. To taxi, just got to touch the thrust, and it goes all the way up to 50%, which is kind of unrealistic. So I'm still working at the calibration of that. I do believe that it is better suited for the Phoenix, which you can't fly in the on the Xbox. Same with the fly-by-wire A21n. I'll keep working on the calibration and see how we go for future videos. But for now, yeah, we'll just have to make do. If I do overthrust the throttle, that is exactly why. Anyway, let's get things started up. So we need to get some fuel pumps on to start with. Oh, that rain is so heavy. APU will start, nav lights and we'll go logo while we're in low visibility with the rain. Beacon of course should be on. Strobe we'll put to auto, and I'll drop down the landing lights without turning them on. Start up the APU. While that's happening, we'll get the seatbelts on, and we'll get rid of the rear steers, the cones, and the jetway can go as well eventually. So I just double click that. Oh, no I did, now I'm putting it back. There we go. Okay, APU is fired up. So we can also lose the ground power. Now turn the EFB off. Down on the, so this is on the camera, I'm going to turn on the ignition, we'll turn off the park brake, and we'll get our pushback tug in place. So I can go down to the center pedestal view, but because I have all those controls here, I'm not going to do that. I probably could position that camera to be up a little bit higher, pointed down. But maybe I'll do that while, I don't know. I'll do that for future videos. Okay, there's pushback, so start engine number 2. We're going to push back and try and get onto this line over here as close as we can. Just check we have got positive engine start. Yes, we do. Now the livery looks okay on this aircraft. It's a bit green as opposed to the sort of silvery grey. Now the airport in the game, this is the handcrafted airport. I don't know which studio did it, but it's released by Asobos. Frame rate's not great. If you're in here in the 787, it's absolutely shocking. Okay, we'll turn there. We'll line up beside the line. Okay, we'll start engine number 1. And we'll stop there. Parking brake will come on. Wait for our tug to get out from in front of us. Turn on the taxi lights. Okay, down to the pedestal, we will activate the speed brake. We're also going to do the flaps, but we'll do that from outside. Okay, set flaps to 1. Cool, engines completely started and settled. So down the pedestal again, so we'll get that ignition back to normal. Parking brake can come off. Now we'll see what happens when we, oh actually probably better see where I'm taxiing to, because I'm taking off from 36 right, which is behind us. There's so many aircraft on the runway, we might have to take off through them. But we're going to cut a left turn and head down. So let's do that. So I'm just going to touch the... Yeah, see the throttle goes all the way. We're up to 46% just then. And we're not moving. Okay, we'll just give it a bit of a boost just to get us underway. Drop it down. So it's really touchy. Whee. It's just about finding the balance and then just using the foot brakes to get it in the right place. There we go, 37%, that'll do. And I'm steering with the rudder pedals, which I'm not used to. What is going on? 38%, we should be moving a lot faster than this. This aircraft should actually taxi on idle. Oh, the rain stopped. Okay, I'm actually going to cut this taxi here, and I'll jump cut ahead because this is going to take a little bit of time. Okay, we're just coming up to the runway threshold, runway 36 right. There wasn't actually an issue with my throttles. One of them was registering further forward than the other, which is why I had 43% on one side and 36 on the other. So I have fixed that, and I've also restored the nameplates. I turned that off before because some idiots spawned in right on the gate I was on right while we were setting up, and I wasn't going to reset and start again. But we are coming up to the runway now. Okay, we'll just stop it about there. I love how much smoother the braking is since I have purchased rudder pedals. Okay, just obtained takeoff clearance, so let's get some things turned on. So landing lights need to come on, strobes need to come on, takeoff light, and our brake needs to be set to max. We'll just double check. We have got spoilers are armed, flaps are set to 1, and we are all good to taxi out and take off. We'll just double check. There's nothing else coming in. Doesn't appear to be. Oh, parking brake probably should be off. Why did I turn that off? God, I barely touched that throttle, and it goes up to 40%. That is absolutely insane. Just drop it down a little bit. I really need to work on the calibration. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. If I calibrate it so it's not so touching the low end, it then doesn't match up to the detents, and it still doesn't line up to the detents. So it's a little bit frustrating. I'm going to keep working on it though. I thought I could just adjust the lower end, but it appears not. At least the rudder pedals are doing their job. That's a pretty nice lineup. I'm pretty happy with that. And the wind is blowing from our left side, so we are going to get, we are going to deviate towards the left as we take off. That's all right. We'll get a little bit of nose forward. Oops. Get my rudder pedals around the wrong way. And we'll power up. Up to flex. We are going to drift a little bit. I'm giving it quite a bit of rudder to try and keep the centre. Go, that's a bit better. Come on, don't drift. Release the nose. Holy crap, we are drifting. All over the runway. No. And rotate. Bit rough about takeoff. That's all good. We'll go straight ahead for a little bit. Gear can come up. Just drop that nose down a little bit. We'll keep going straight ahead until we get to thrust level CL. Okay, there we go. And we've got autopilot on and we'll go to the left. Excellent. That was pretty good. We can lose that flap. Or go too far into the red. And we'll also disarm the spoiler. Takeoff lights can come off, we'll leave the landing lights on. What a wet and gloomy day. Look how busy the simulator is though, holy crap. There are a lot of people flying right now. I suppose this is mid-afternoon to late afternoon USA time on the East Coast. That is so cool to see. Passing 5,000. I do like the sound of these engines though, and the LEAP version of the A321. The Pratt & Whitney sound a bit too close to the standard 320 in the game. It looks like we will break through and get some blue sky, which will be nice. I suppose these clouds are only up to 11,000 feet according to the weather. Got to start the clock. Let's, damn it, we actually wanted to start the clock for this one. We'll just add a couple of minutes. There we go, breaking through that cloud. It's a beautiful blue, sunny sky. Okay, there's 10,000, so we'll lose the landing lights. I'll leave the seatbelt signs on for a little bit longer yet. I'll wait until we're up to our optimum speed. But I'll come back to you at around flight level 180. Just approaching flight level 180 now, so just a couple of hundred feet away. So we'll put the QNH, I mean it's 0.01 difference, the QNH, but we'll put it standard anyway. Seatbelt signs come off at around 14,000 feet, so we did those off camera. I just want to show you this here. So this is meant to be in the climb detent, and it's not, but it is on my throttle quadrant. But that's okay because it's still registering that it is. But this is just the things, this is as close as I can get. It does match the flex, it does match the takeoff and the reverse, but just between 0 and climb it doesn't. So that's just one of the little qualms I have with this little throttle quadrant. It is cool, otherwise like the engine switches work, the ignition, we do have the rudder trim flaps, the spoilers. Auto brake is a switch, whereas in the Neo it's buttons. So that's a slight difference. So I tend not to use the auto brake on the quadrant, and but otherwise am reasonably happy with the purchase. I think with a few tweaks on the throttle I'll get it right. The sidestick, however, is absolutely amazing. So bring it back up again. So this is the sidestick here. So this is top-down view. It is just so much nicer to fly within a yoke. I can just literally just sit back and just calmly manipulate just like they do in the real Airbus. So really happy with that. But anyway, that's enough dribbling on for me. We're just passing flight level 210. I'll be back once we have started getting closer to our climb altitude. Just about 500 feet away from our cruise altitude of 360, and the weather is definitely beautiful up here. So it'll be nice to be flying above all this cloud. Looks like there's a bit of cloud ahead. I'm not sure if we are going to be above that. We'll see what happens, but the outside temperature is minus 17. I think, or is it minus 44? Anyway, it's in the negatives, and so we'll just watch out for those clouds because it will be icing conditions if we do fly through it. Otherwise, according to our timing, we're going to be arriving in exactly 4 hours. So that is much sooner than I thought. I thought this is a 6-hour flight. So yeah, it could be interesting, but obviously you don't have to watch all of that. I will be cutting to our descent. So top of climb and then our descent, but there will be a bit of a montage in between. Now because it's such a long flight, we'll do it a little bit different. I'm going to have the actual Zulu time displayed in the bottom, no, the other side, in the bottom left of the screen each time the time changes. So I'll be doing hourly outside view updates with a bit of music in the background, and then I'll be back on screen for top of descent, descent, approach and landing. So enjoy the rest of the video and I'll talk to you guys real soon.
I'm trying to hide from the demons inside my mind. There's nowhere to go, no matter how hard I try. They show I've tried a million different ways to leave. Oh my, why can't I not find the key? It's too dark, no one shows me how to see. No, I don't wanna fall too deep. No, I don't wanna fall too deep.
So welcome back. We are just coming up to top descent now, probably another few miles. Just coming over the, I don't know what those hills are called, mountains. I don't know what that range is. Anyway, so we are 122 nautical miles away from coming down into Los Angeles. Been in the air for approximately 4 hours and I think 4 hours and 5 or so minutes. Because remember, I did forget to turn on the clock for the first 2 minutes. There goes our speed slowdown, so going down to 240 knots in preparation to start descending, which we will very soon. But before we do that, let's get some information into the final. Well, that's the wrong one. Performance into the final phase. So looking at the weather, I'll just do a quick update on the weather in Los Angeles. This is as of 59 minutes ago. It's not updating any later information than that, but it hasn't really changed much. So 21.1 degrees centigrade, we've got a 10 knot wind at 270 degrees, 10 miles of visibility. There's just some scattered cloud, 20,000 feet and fuel at 1,100 feet, and the QNH is 29083. So let's punch all that in, and then we will start making our descent. So QNH 29.83. Temperature is 21.1, so we'll just leave it at 21. This is centigrade, by the way. Wind 270 for 10. We're still coming on runway 24 right. So if I look at the chart, go down to the bottom, category C, it's all the same anyway, so it'll be 322 feet. Is our decision height for that one today, because we are going to be flying in on the ILS. Awesome, that is all punched in. Where are we at? Okay, we are definitely ready to start making descent. Now there's no VNAV on this yet, but I do believe that LVFR are going to put some VNAV profiles into these aircraft, which will be absolutely amazing. But for the start, we'll just start descending at 2,000 feet per minute down to level 240. And then we'll see where we're at, make some decisions from there. So I'll come back to you once we have come down a little bit further. I'll probably come back into the flight deck when we're at flight level 180, and we'll start preparing for our approach into LAX. Okay, we're just coming down to flight level 180. I've had to put a bit of speed brake out because we're descending at 2,500 feet per minute now, because we have got a tailwind which is pushing us along further than I'd like. But anyway, that's 180, so let's get the QNH in, which is 2983. Now there's no further weather update. 69 minutes ago is the earliest I can get, or the latest I can get. But we'll sort of try and play it by ear and see what happens. I've got the MCP set down to 12,000 feet, and we're currently coming down at 170, so we're descending fairly fast. Let's put a little bit more speed brake out just to keep our speed down. I do find with the A21neo, well, the LVFR version, that it a little bit of tailwind and it just pushes it further ahead on descent than I'd like. Ideally, where I'm at, I would like to be closer to 14,000 feet, not 16, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'm going to come back at 10,000 feet, and hopefully we've descended down enough. I don't have to do I don't have to go into a holding pattern to descend. Just coming down to 10,000 feet now, still descending at 2,500 feet per minute with one notch of speed brake or spoiler out. That's 10,000, so landing lights can come on. Seatbelt signs are already on. I put those on off camera at about 13,500 feet, but well, wrong button. So we are 30 nautical miles away, just under 10,000, and descending. Really need to get the speed down as well. Not in panic mode just yet, but could well be. I just don't want to have to overshoot LA. We're going to put a bit more speed brake out to 50%. So that's this one here, which we've put out. And we'll keep her coming in. Probably actually reduce that now to go to 1,500 feet. I think we've made up enough time there, and we have got our speed down. 8,000 feet, okay, I'm happy. Right, let's go down to 5,000. Okay, well, I'll come back to you guys once we are more on getting closer to our final approach. So the weather gods are in my favour. The wind suddenly dropped, we're showing no wind at all. Our descent rate is 1,200 feet per minute, coming down to 5,000. We are below 20 miles away, so I'm actually going to activate the ILS and see what we look at that. In fact, we can go locator. We will put that back onto auto, and we'll click approach as well. Really happy with that. We're going to go flaps 1, and we'll put that speed back onto auto for now. I probably should click approach. I thought I did click approach. There we go. Okay, now we're on the approach path. Whew. 4 hours and 25 minutes of flying, and I was just panicking just a little bit that things were not going to go right. 15 miles away, down to below 5,000. There was a weather update as well, which I will bring up. This is as of 16 minutes ago. So wind is 270 for 8, still 21.1 degrees, QNH 2984, and there's a ceiling now of cloud at 30,000 feet, which we have definitely descended well below. So this is favourable conditions for coming into LAX. I found LA is usually pretty good airport to come into. San Francisco, I've had a lot of issues with a tailwind all the way in until you come down to the runway where it just pushes you and you're just too high. Anyway, I'm going to go flaps to 2. And I don't think we'll need the speed brake any longer, so I'm actually going to arm that as well. It didn't work. There we go, arm the speed brake. And once we get below 3,000, we'll drop the gear, and we will be coming in onto final. So I've got the sprawling city of Los Angeles below us. Where is the city? There it is, right there. City of LA over there in the distance. I haven't got any scenery for this, and the airport we're landing into is again just like Orlando. It's the handcrafted one that comes with the sim itself. Okay, below 3,000. So I just pressed my keyboard hotkey. We don't want to do that. I've got it on the quadrant. So we're going to go gear down.
2,500.
There's the 2,500 call out. Beautiful. Now, if I check my approach, it's saying we're going to be landing at 166. Oh, actually, no, 161 with full flaps. I don't like that. I'm going to go down to 144. Chuck that. Not that that makes a difference in this at all. This is just all for aesthetics. This does nothing to the flight model whatsoever. Hopefully, it's another thing that LVFR change. So we are 7 miles away. Let's go flaps 3. That's going to take us down to 170. Auto brake will be medium. We better get our takeoff lights on. Go around altitude for LA is 2,000. That's much lower than I thought. So put that in. But we are pretty much on track to come in 5 miles away. Looks like there's a bit of traffic in LA. I purposely chose 24 right simply because it's 25 right is the most used runway in the game that I've noticed. So I've chosen 24 right just because it's it doesn't seem to have as much traffic on it. There's 1000. Continue. Gonna drop the speed down to, what did I say? 144. So get that speed coming down now, and then we'll go full flaps once we have dropped below 160 knots. Are we going to drop below 160? Probably not. So we're going to go flaps full. And we're going to take manual control very, very shortly. This is where it's going to get interesting because I am using a side stick. Yeah. Here we go. High aircraft. We are a little bit too high. Let's get it down a little bit. Wind is 13 knots at this altitude. Coming down too quick. Also losing a bit of frame rate here as well. There we go, that's better. We're on glide. A little bit off to the side, but that's no different to any other video I've ever made.
100, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5.
That might have been in the touchdown zone, just off to the side. We will get her back centre line if she's going to. Frame rate has died on its arse, so it looks like we're moving really slow. And manual braking, let's stow those reverses. Where's my brakes? Oh, there we go. Okay, landing lights can come off. We'll get the taxi lights on, strobes can come off, and we're just going to exit just up here. Not at 46%. Jesus. Take this high speed exit since, even though we're not going high speed. Am I... Throttle's doing that weird thing. Here they are too. And that weird thing where one sits higher than the other. Okay, we're just going to stop here because there could be other aircraft on the runway. Just stop. Or not. That was full brake. Parking brake can come on. We'll just have a quick look. Oh, we can't see anything. Jesus, FPS has just gone to shite. Can't see anything at all. Ah, but I still have full flaps out, and we'll get rid of the spoilers as well. I can't see anything coming, so let's just proceed. Parking brake off. Just trying to find that balance of the throttles. That might be about right. Okay, let's get an APU started. Just realised we've had the logo light on the whole time. We don't really need that on. The frame rate is so shocking that I'm having to cut the taxi recording, also to shorten it as well. But while we're on the other side of the airport, so I'll turn off some of the systems that we are not going to require for taxiing and should have done some time ago. I don't know if you put the QNH back to 299 but I do, just randomly. Now it looks like on screen we're going so slow, but if we actually look, we're doing 20 knots. And you can see like when I move how just how crap the frame rate is of this airport. Sometimes it's really, really good, sometimes it's not. Today it's clearly not, which is kind of frustrating. I'm hoping MSFS 2024 fixes these performance issues that we always have on Xbox. It's just oh my god, some airports are amazing, some are just terrible. This is one of the terrible ones. Anyway, I'll come back once we have started to turn into our gate. Alright, I'm just going to turn into this terminal here. I don't know what terminal number I'm at. 5, 6, I don't know. I don't know where American would usually park at. We'll go in here. So slowly. We're not going slow, trust me. It's just the frame rate has turned to crap. Turned to absolute custard. But I don't know what gate I've been assigned. I'm just going to take this one that has a tug at the end of it. Come on, move. I've got no brakes on. There we go. It's making it very difficult to use the rudder pedals to steer as well because of the dropped frame rate. I am making excuses, but they are genuine. Oops, and we'll turn on a dime. Throw those passengers around. Come on, mate. Get around there. Alright, I'm going to get a little bit more juice. There we go. And I just touched them and it put the throttles to idle. Definitely have to look at the calibration. Okay, we do need to get our taxi light off. And we need to be a little more to the left. Barely moving, come on. Knock. Oh. There we go. Okay. Right, parking brake can come on. And we can go for engine shutdown 2 and 1. And there it goes. Beacon light can come off. God, even the, oh my god, that is just shocking. Ground power unit can come on. We'll get the jetway connected and we'll get some cones out while those engines shut down. We won't use the rear steers to deboard this one here. Jesus, frame rate, hello. Because the ground's on, we'll turn the APU off. And we'll get the engine bleeds off. The generators can come off as well, and we no longer need the fuel pumps either. So that puts us down into a shutdown state. Okay, wow, that was really annoying, that crappy frame rate drop. But anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video. Been a bit of a long one for me. A good 5.5, almost 6 hours I've been at the desk. But I hope you did enjoy it, regardless of the FPS drop causing all sorts of issues. I want to also say welcome to new subscribers as well. We have had a couple come in this week, which is really, really cool to see this very small channel start to grow and get some legs. The views on the videos are getting pretty high. I wasn't expecting any of that, but thank you very much either way. And upcoming we do have, oh that's loud. That's better. I think it was in FA18. We do have a video where I'll go through the hardware of what I use, so you too can decide what you're going to get when you want to start simming on the Xbox. And I will start doing videos on the paid add-ons that I have for Xbox as well, just to sort of rank them, show you what's best, and what you should definitely avoid. I'm not going to say anything like the Breduck 3D 737 Max. Avoid that 100%. I've said it before in my last video. But that video is a work in progress. I'm waiting for LVFR to release the updates to these aircraft, the 318, 19, 20 and the 21neo. But until then, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next flight.